If you listen closely tonight, beyond the hum of the city and the ticking of clocks, you might hear it, a faint whisper carried by the northern wind. It drifts softly through the stars, over frozen seas and snowy forests, until it finds you. It carries the scent of pine, the sound of distant bells, and the promise of a place few have ever seen. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, your peaceful corner of the world where we slow down, breathe, and drift gently toward sleep. They say that far beyond the northern lights, past the edge of any map, lies a hidden village, a place where Christmas is not just a day, but a way of life. There, the air itself sparkles with joy. The snow glows faintly gold beneath the aurora's ribbons. Every night feels alive with warmth, even in the deepest cold. This is Santa's village, the heart of the North Pole. It's where laughter echoes through the snow, where every window shines with a soft amber light, and where dreams are gently shaped by small, careful hands. It's a world that lives between wonder and sleep, waiting for those who still believe. And tonight, you are invited to step inside. The journey begins where the sky turns to silk. Above the endless white, the northern lights stretch like ribbons of emerald and gold, weaving across the heavens in quiet celebration. The air is crisp, filled with the soft scent of frost and starlight. You can almost taste the cold sweetness of snowflakes drifting against your lips as you walk through the frozen silence. Each step brings you closer to something ancient yet alive. The sound of bells hums in the distance, gentle at first, then clearer, echoing like laughter inside a dream. The ground glimmers beneath your feet, scattered with shimmering dust left behind by passing reindeer. Somewhere, far ahead, a faint glow rises above the hills, like a lantern guiding the lost home. The wind seems to whisper stories, tales of the elves who craft joy from nothing but love, of snow sprites that dance to the rhythm of carols, and of Santa himself, whose kindness warms even the coldest winter night. You follow the trail, feeling the air grow warmer, the stars lower, the magic stronger. Then, through the drifting snow, you see it, the first glimpse of the North Pole's beating heart. Towers of candy-striped wood and crystal ice gleam under the aurora. The faint hum of music and laughter reaches you. You are standing before the gates of Santa's village. The lights flicker softly, as if inviting you in. The gates rise before you like a dream sculpted from ice and starlight. They shimmer in shades of silver and blue, etched with tiny snowflake runes that pulse gently as if alive. A golden plaque glows above them, engraved with a single word that feels both familiar and eternal: welcome. As you step closer, the gates open soundlessly, parting like a curtain to reveal a world bathed in light. The first thing you notice is the warmth, not just the gentle heat that brushes your cheeks, but the deeper kind that fills your chest, like the feeling of returning somewhere you've never been but somehow always belonged. Snowflakes fall in slow, graceful spirals, and each one glows faintly as it lands. Candy cane lampposts line the cobblestone streets, their light casting halos through the snow. From every window, the golden flicker of lanterns dances across frosted glass. Somewhere nearby, a choir of elves sings carols that sound like laughter woven with melody. You pass a group of them now, small, rosy-cheeked figures bundled in wool and velvet, carrying baskets of cinnamon cookies. They wave as you walk by, eyes twinkling with kindness and a hint of mischief. Beyond them, reindeer graze lazily on shimmering moss, their antlers crowned with frost. A young elf polishes a sleigh runner, humming a tune that drifts like magic through the air. Far ahead, a grand clock tower stands above the rooftops, its face gleaming like polished gold. Each time the bell chimes, snowflakes rise instead of falling, swirling upward in joyful spirals. The sound fills the village like a heartbeat, steady, warm, alive. And at the very center, beyond the winding streets and the laughter of elves, stands a great wooden hall glowing brighter than all the rest. The air around it hums with life and purpose. You can already smell it: pine wood, cocoa, and a hint of stardust. That is Santa's workshop, and it's calling you inside. The great doors open with a soft sigh, and warm golden light spills into the snow. The moment you step inside, it feels as though the world itself has exhaled, trading winter's chill for the glow of pure joy. The scent of sugar cookies, cedarwood, and hot cocoa fills the air. Every sound seems wrapped in comfort, laughter, gentle music, the rhythmic tapping of tiny tools shaping dreams. The workshop stretches far beyond what the eye can see. Wooden beams glisten with frost-kissed carvings, and garlands of holly wind around glowing lanterns that flicker like fireflies. Hundreds of elves work in harmony, their movements so precise, so filled with cheer, it feels like watching music come alive. One corner hums with the melody of tiny hammers. There toys are born, carved from polished pine and enchanted with care. Wooden trains glide across long, frosty tables, their whistles soft and sweet. A cluster of elves carefully paints faces on dolls, giving each one a smile that feels like sunshine. A gentle puff of magic dust swirls in the air, and suddenly the dolls blink alive with wonder, ready to meet the children they're meant for. Nearby, snow sprites polish sleigh bells until they glow like moons. A small choir of fairies hums lullabies as they tie ribbons onto teddy bears. Even the reindeer peek through the open windows, their breath rising in silver clouds, as if they, too, want to be part of this beautiful chaos. And then a laugh, deep and warm, fills the room. The kind of laugh that wraps around you like a blanket. Heads turn. The elves smile wider. Standing by the great hearth, brushing snow from his coat, is Santa Claus himself. His eyes gleam like winter stars, filled with both wisdom and playfulness. His red suit glows softly in the lamplight, and his white beard sparkles as if touched by the aurora. "Ah," he says kindly, his voice like a song you've always known. "You've found your way to the heart of Christmas." He nods toward the workbenches. "Every toy here is made with love, and love," he says, "is the truest kind of magic." As you watch, the room feels alive in a way words can't quite capture. It's not just the toys or the light or even Santa's laughter, it's the feeling that here, everything is possible. Every dream has a shape, every heart has a home. And somewhere beyond the glow of the workshop, another gentle sound begins to rise. Sleigh bells, soft and distant, calling you deeper into the village. Stepping out from the warm hum of the workshop, you find the village alive with gentle rhythm, a harmony of light, laughter, and snow. The sky glows with ribbons of color as the aurora ripples overhead, painting soft reflections on every rooftop dusted in silver frost. The cobblestone streets wind between gingerbread cottages, each one glowing with its own kind of warmth, the flicker of firelight, the sound of music, the faint smell of spice and pine. Elves stroll arm in arm, their scarves fluttering in the cool air. One carries a basket filled with steaming mugs of cocoa, offering them to anyone passing by. Another decorates a tiny evergreen tree with crystal ornaments that tinkle like wind chimes. Every corner of the village feels like a story unfolding. The bakery door swings open to reveal sugar snowflakes cooling on trays, and from the post office drifts the soft murmur of letters being sorted, each envelope carrying a child's Christmas wish. At the edge of the square, a group of reindeer graze, quietly under the twinkling lights. Their fur glows faintly under the aurora's colors, and their eyes reflect a wisdom far older than the winter itself. An elf caretaker brushes one of them gently, humming a lullaby. In the background, a soft melody rises from a carol choir gathered near the fountain, their voices blending with the sound of water, turning to gentle ice crystals as it falls. The heart of the village is alive, but not in a rush. Everything here moves at the pace of wonder. Time doesn't press forward. It unfolds like snowflakes, each one unique, each one perfect. Then, a door opens near the square, spilling the scent of cinnamon and honey into the night. A warm voice calls out, "Come in before the cocoa cools." It's Mrs. Claus, smiling beneath a red wool shawl, her cheeks glowing from the firelight inside. Behind her, the windows of her home flicker with golden light. Santa's cottage stands at the center of it all, humble, cozy, and filled with warmth. It feels like the heart beating beneath the village's snowy skin. And now, she's inviting you in. The moment you step inside, the world changes again. The hush of snow and song gives way to the gentle crackle of a fire, the soft clink of teacups, and the comforting hum of something old and good. The air is filled with the scent of cinnamon bread and peppermint tea, mingling with the sweetness of burning pine. It's warm, the kind of warmth that reaches deep inside you, the kind that feels like belonging. The cottage glows in every corner. Garlands of evergreen and berries frame the windows, and handmade ornaments hang from the ceiling beams, each one different, each one holding a story. A rocking chair creaks near the hearth where Mrs. Claus sits, knitting a red scarf that looks almost too soft to be real. Her hands move with the rhythm of love itself, steady and kind. When she looks up, her smile feels like sunlight. "Well now," she says, her voice rich with laughter, "you've come all this way to see the magic, haven't you?" She pats the chair beside her. "Sit, dear. There's cocoa on the table, and Santa will be along soon. He's out feeding the reindeer again, says they fly better on full bellies. You sit." The mug warms your hands, the cocoa richer than any you've ever tasted. Around you, the room seems to breathe, the ticking of the clock, the soft pop of the fire, the faint sound of snow tapping against the glass. A photograph rests on the mantel, Santa and Mrs. Claus standing before the workshop long ago, surrounded by elves who look just as joyful as they do today. The door creaks open, and Santa steps in, brushing snow from his shoulders. He smiles when he sees you, his eyes sparkling behind gold-rimmed glasses. "Ah," he says softly, "Mrs. Claus was right again. We've got a visitor from far away." He sets down his red mittens and takes a seat by the fire. For a while, you just sit together, three souls sharing the quiet of Christmas. Santa tells stories about the first toy he ever made, about the time an elf tied jingle bells to a reindeer's tail and startled it into flight. Mrs. Claus laughs so hard she wipes a tear from her cheek. You listen, warmed by the sound of their voices, by the feeling that this right here is what Christmas truly means. Outside, the wind begins to rise, carrying with it the distant sound of sleigh bells. Santa glances toward the window, his smile softening. "Ah," he murmurs, "it's almost time." The village grows quieter as the evening deepens. Snow drifts gently through the sky, settling like whispered blessings over rooftops and sleigh tracks. The air shimmers faintly with magic, the kind that makes the stars themselves seem to breathe. Inside the workshop, the last ribbons are tied, the final toys placed in golden sacks that glisten like sunlight caught in cloth. Outside, the elves gather in small groups across the square, their laughter softer now, touched with anticipation. The reindeer stand proudly beside the sleigh, their breath misting in the lantern light, antlers gleaming like silver crowns. You can feel it, a hum running through the air, as if the whole world is holding its breath for something wonderful. Santa steps out from his cottage, buttoning his coat as Mrs. Claus adjusts his collar. "You'll be careful, won't you?" she says, half smiling, half serious. He chuckles, his voice warm as ever. "I'll be careful, my dear. Always am." He leans close, presses a kiss to her forehead, and for a moment, the whole village feels wrapped in their love. He turns to the elves. "You've done beautifully, every one of you. The children will wake to joy because of your hearts." A cheer rises through the square, soft but full of pride. Tiny hands wave, eyes shimmer with tears, and laughter fills the air again. As Santa moves toward the sleigh, you catch a glimpse of the great book resting inside, its pages shimmering with golden ink. Every child's name, every wish, every dream is written there. You realize how vast this love must be, a love that crosses oceans, mountains, and years, just to bring joy. The bells on the reindeer's harnesses jingle as they stamp their hooves, ready to fly. Santa climbs aboard, gives one last wave to the crowd, and looks toward the sky glowing with green and pink light. He catches your eye and smiles. "You've seen what Christmas truly is," he says softly. "Now carry a little of it with you wherever you go." Then, with a sound like laughter wrapped in wind, the sleigh lifts from the snow. The reindeer leap, and the sky opens like a door. The village cheers as the sleigh climbs higher, gliding through the aurora until it becomes just another star. But somehow, you can still hear the bells. The sleigh glides higher, cutting through the velvet sky like a comet trailing gold. The reindeer soar with effortless grace, their hooves touching nothing but air, their breath shimmering in the starlight. Beneath them, the North Pole fades into a sea of clouds glowing faintly blue, and the aurora swirls around them like a living crown. You can almost feel the rhythm of their flight, the rise and fall, the rush of wind, the pulse of bells ringing clear and steady. Santa's laughter carries through the night, deep and joyful, blending with the wind like a song that never ends. From this height, the world looks peaceful, resting beneath its blanket of winter light. They pass over mountains dusted with snow, forests whispering in the cold, oceans that glitter like liquid glass. Every place the sleigh touches with its shadow seems to glow, a quiet reminder that even the darkest corners of the world are never truly without light. Below, small towns sparkle with strings of golden bulbs. Through frosted windows, you can see families gathered by their trees, stockings hung by the fire, hearts full of hope. And though they cannot see him, something deep within them stirs a warmth, a comfort, a sudden urge to believe again. Santa reaches into the sack beside him, pulling out gifts wrapped in shimmering paper. Each one seems to hum faintly, filled not with just toys, but with something unseen, a little courage, a little love, a spark of wonder. As he drops them into chimneys and down glittering rooftops, he whispers softly, as if to each heart below, "May you dream sweetly. May you always know joy." Through the night he flies, across oceans and continents, until the stars begin to pale and the first light of dawn brushes the horizon. The sleigh slows, drifting gently through a sky now soft with gold and rose. The reindeer breathe deeply, their eyes bright with pride. And as the last gift is given, Santa looks toward the rising sun and smiles. Every year, he murmurs, the world feels new again. The sleigh turns north, toward home, back to the place where snow sings and dreams are made by hand. The bells ring once more, clear as crystal, carrying through the morning air like a promise. And somewhere, far below, someone stirs in their sleep, smiling without knowing why. By the time the sleigh returns, the North Pole is still and glowing, a pearl of light beneath the soft blush of dawn. The village waits, quiet but alive, as if holding its breath. Snow glistens on rooftops, curling smoke rises from chimneys, and the golden lanterns in the windows flicker like sleepy eyes just beginning to open. The reindeer touch down in a swirl of silver frost, their hooves barely making a sound. The elves, wrapped in scarves and blankets, rush from their homes, their laughter soft from the long night. Santa climbs down from the sleigh, his coat dusted with starlight, and Mrs. Claus is there waiting, her arms open, her smile radiant. "Welcome home," she says gently. "Another Christmas, beautifully done." Santa embraces her, his eyes filled with quiet joy. Around them, the elves begin to hum a gentle tune, a lullaby they only sing after the journey is complete. The melody drifts through the cold air, slow and tender, and the whole village seems to sway with it. It's not a song of celebration, but of peace, of gratitude. Inside the cottage, the fire burns low. The clock ticks softly, marking another year of wonder fulfilled. Santa sets down his boots, sighs contentedly, and gazes at the world beyond the window, the soft pink horizon, the faint glimmer of the aurora still fading. Mrs. Claus places a hand on his shoulder. "Rest now," she says. "You've given them what they needed most." He nods. "Hope," he murmurs, "and a little magic." The world outside seems to hush, as if listening. A single snowflake drifts past the window, glimmering gold before melting on the glass. You realize it's the same magic that has followed you all along, gentle, patient, eternal. And as you stand there, you feel it reaching for you too. The warmth, the peace, the quiet promise that Christmas isn't just one night. It's a light that lives within us, glowing softly whenever we choose kindness, whenever we remember wonder, whenever we believe. So before you drift into sleep, take a breath and hold this stillness close. Let it rest on your heart like the snow outside Santa's door. Somewhere in that hush, the bells of the sleigh ring faintly, not far away, but near, inside you. If this journey warmed your heart, let it stay. Let it remind you that even on the coldest nights, there is always light to be found. And if you'd like to return again, to hear the laughter of elves, the song of snow, and the whisper of Santa's world, you'll find the path waiting in the next story. Now, close your eyes. The north wind will take you there when you're ready. And until then, may your dreams be merry, bright, and filled with Christmas magic.